Hello again. Welcome to the continuation of the Manners of Articulation. Our last video is interrupted because the application that I am using only allows the speaker to record videos for only 15 minutes, and I didn't expect that I can spend that long for this topic. Anyway, let's continue. Liquids. On liquids. Liquids is a primitive or an old name for lateral. I don't know why it's still called liquids now, but liquids is a type of approximant which is a sound closely similar to vowels. Now it's different from semivowels because the semivowels, which is this one, is already sounding like vowels, like the sound of W. When you produce it like W, it sounds like U. For liquids, they only sound close to vowels. Like the lateral here, when you produce the letter L, the sound is produced here. The air passes through the sides of the tongue. I have told this one a while ago in the last video, but I'm just repeating it. L. For top, in some languages, we pronounce this word as trap. So, the R here is tap since there is a repetition of the R sound in the alveolar ridge and the tongue. For example, produce the sound like this. That's the tap. But for trill, for example, its own, for example, the word water. So, when you produce the sound, or when you read this letter to be truck, then tr, or water, the t sound, which becomes likened to R when you recite the word water, is called trill. So, tap, repetitive, paulit-ulit. Trill, only once. So, that is liquids. Now, let's move on to approximant. When we say approximant, our guide here is that it's called approximant because when we produce the sound, two parts of your oral cavity meet, approach together, are approach very near each other, but they do not necessarily meet. For example, try to observe your oral cavity when you produce the sound of W. Your upper and your lower lip approach each other very, very closely, but they do not meet. You may want to produce it on your own. The sound of W. Woo. Woo. So observe your lips. Just do not laugh. Also pronounce the sound of Y. By the way, in International Phonetic Alphabet, the symbol for the sound of Y is J. So when you have seen the symbol J here, this means this is the sound of Y. So the pronunciation of this symbol is Y. Semivowel. It's likened to E, but it's not really E. It's Y, the sound of Y. Y. Also observe that it is an approximant because the middle of the tongue moves very, very closely to your hard palate, but they do not meet. Try to produce Y. So that is semivowels. Now, for you not to forget those manners of articulation, I want you to remember this. Stops or plosives, there is an explosion. From the word plosive, explosion. For fricatives, we have friction. For affricate, it's a combination of plosive or stops and fricative. For nasal, nose. For lateral, tongue, sides of the tongue. And then we have glides or semivowels. Now let's see this one. P, the sound of P here, the sound of P here is a bilabial voiceless sound since P is produced using the two lips, so as with B, so as with M. So M here is a nasal bilabial sound. W here is a glide and bilabial. Okay? P. Now let's see if they are voiceless or voiced. Let's do the exercise a while ago that I have told you. Get your two fingers, put it on your throat, and produce the sound of P. You can't feel any vibration, so it is voiceless. Produce the sound of B. 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 So you can feel a vibration, so it's called voiced. And then we also have the sound of F. The symbol is F. The sound of V. V. So fricative labiodental. The sound of TH. Soft TH. Thin. And the sound of hard TH, which is then. And then we have T. Alveolar. We have D. We have S. We have Z. We have N. We have L. And we have the top arterial R or R. And then we have the sound of SH, sh. The sound of ZH, Z. The sound of CH, ch. And the sound of J, J. We also have the sound of Y, Y. We have the sound of K, K. The sound of G, G. The sound of NG, Ng. The sound of W, W, and the sound of H. So very silent. For you not to forget what we have talked about, just remember this one. No need to explain because I have explained this in the last video and in this video. So you may want to pause this video as you read this, because I believe you can read. So that's all for now. Your activity will be posted on our group chat. 2 more learning. Good luck to your pronunciation.